Gentlemen, this is the first episode of The Usual Critics, where we basically rate the big movies on the big screen right now, or any movies that the audience might want us to rate for them. And today with us is Mr. Joe right here. How you doing, Joe?
Hello, sir. Thank you for having me.
And Mr. Saul. And with us, Joe is the comic book expert. We're going to talk about what Thor 3 might be about. And as you all may know, it is going to be on Ragnarok. Basically, for those of you that don't know, Joe's going to explain what happens in the comics. So, Joe, passing over to you.
Thank you, sir. All right. Thor Ragnarok is based on a 1980s Thor run by Mr. Walt Simonson. What Ragnarok means, at least for the Asgardians, is that it's pretty much the equivalent of the end of days for them compared to us. So everything that's Asgardian will die, including Thor himself, Odin, Lady Sif, you name it. However, not all adaptations of the Marvel universe will automatically translate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So there might be quite a few changes in comparison to the comic book.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to ask you right now. Because in the second one, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm kind of forgetting on what happened, but the Odin's wife dies in the second one, right?
Yes.
And that doesn't happen in the comics.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking about it. And the other thing would be,
However,
uh-huh.
Marvel is not known for keeping the characters dead very long.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, okay, that's true. I hadn't thought about that. I don't know if they would want to bring her back though.
Well, it depends on the actress if she wants to come back.
But anyways, you were saying I kind of liked earlier. You were saying that and that's a really good theory that they're using this to basically set up. Well, that is your theory that you think they might set up Planet Planet Hulk, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
I mean, we're going to be dealing with the Hulk being, in the cosmic realm of the Marvel universe with ending up with Thor in Asgard. In one of those things, he might end up in another planet.
And just to make sure, who have they even said who's gonna come out as the villain for part three?
So far, there are not even rumors regarding who might be the villain for Thor Part 3. All we know is that the Hulk will be appearing along with Loki.
Would it make sense though that they use Thanos? I mean, because right now pretty much Thanos is the main bad guy for everything, for like Avengers and Guardians. I mean, he's pretty much the guy.
Well, remember, here's my theory. Well, here's another of my theories. At the beginning of Thor 1, we actually saw an Infinity Gauntlet in Odin's treasure room.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't remember that?
I don't remember that. I don't.
However, you also see Thanos wear another glove.
Yep.
So it's a possibility that there could be two Infinity Gauntlets, or one of them is fake.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. But would would you say? Because what third parts are we missing? It would be the Thor Ragnarok.
Or
Wait,
Ragnarok.
there's no more Iron Mans. They already finished that.
Civil
Uh,
War is also Part 3.
well, Civil War would be a part three for. I'd say that goes more for Captain America though.
Yeah, that's his film.
Okay, so pretty much they're already finishing up. What would that be? What phase would that be?
Phase 2.
Phase two, right?
Yeah.
Which would set up for
Wait, no,
phase.
scratch that. No, Phase 2 is already done. It was done with Ant-Man.
Okay, so
Ant-Man
phase
was the last phase.
three is starting,
Phase 3 is starting with Civil War.
which is basically going to be the ending for
Yeah,
what we've known for several years, pretty
exactly.
much. And have they even said honestly? And this might sound, I mean, kind of crazy, but it sounds like Marvel's just having a hard time figuring out what to do now.
Well, here's the thing. They've been having to modify their film slate quite a bit. They started off without no Spider-Man. Then you find out Spider-Man's coming in. Okay, we gotta take these movies, change their release dates, which they did. So now some movies have been bumped back, some have been thrown further back, and so right now everything's pretty much constantly changing. However, Marvel always appears to have some sort of plan, in case those changes take place.
Yeah, I just feel that compared to a couple years ago, Marvel is starting to lose, I guess you could say, that that long reach that the other like for example X Men seems like they're already gonna finish two pretty much, but from the looks of it, they can do a lot more things with it. But like what I mean to say is, you know how before every superhero movie was its own independent film, and the reason everyone loved, you know, the Avengers and all this is it set everything up. You know, we all saw it coming because
Yeah,
they were hinting it, but basically this is the end of what we've been known to have.
yeah, we
Because
gotta move along. I mean, that's why they're introducing more new characters in their next films. You'll probably end up seeing a Marvel Cinematic Universe without Iron Man, without Cap, without Thor in them.
and
That's why
this
they're bringing in Ant Man, they're bringing in Captain Marvel, they're bringing in
and
Black
this
Panther, they're bringing in all those characters so that they can be in place of those characters that are leading,
and
which just happened in the comics.
would you think that they're gonna try to do something like the Avengers, or because honestly, I mean, like Black Panther, or
Yeah, Black
yeah, like okay, let's take him into consideration, and then we all have a oh my god, Doctor Strange.
exactly.
Which other ones are coming up?
The Inhumans.
The Inhumans. I think that's gonna be the one that they're gonna have to really focus on.
Yeah,
Because there's
pretty
a
much the Inhumans are going to be like Marvel's X Men. Since they do not have the rights for X Men,
yeah,
they'll end up choosing the Inhumans as a replacement.
yeah. The only thing is that I'm pretty sure that they're. I honestly feel that they don't have more to do, if you know what I mean. Like,
You're gonna see when the superhero genre starts dying down, and both the X-Men and the Marvel Cinematic Universe feel it. They're gonna be like, "Hey, you want to join hands?" And then it's gonna be like, "Oh my God,
I
this
mean,
is crazy."
hopefully,
I hope so.
but
Hopefully, we'll still be alive for that.
that being said, though, X Men is so much different than I've always preferred. I know a lot of people would hate this. I've never liked the Marvel universe as much as I've liked the X Men universe because the X Men universe just looks so much realistic. Like the way it feels, like even the
It's
original
a
X
more
Men.
serious feel, yeah.
Yeah, like the first X Men, and everyone loved X2. And then if you think about it, people hated X3,
Yeah,
but X3 felt more like a Marvel universe.
yeah,
Yeah.
If you
yeah.
if
Like I
you
said,
if you, if you
everyone,
think about it,
every universe has its
No,
own
I don't.
tone. I mean, you see DC, they ended up turning Superman into a very dark, grounded character when we both know Superman does not embody that. He's more of the perfect hero,
With Man of
heroic.
Steel or what?
Yeah,
well, I mean, Man of Steel really wasn't a huge success. Um,
No.
it
it,
was enough to jumpstart the
yeah,
DC.
I agree. I agree. I personally liked it. Was I disappointed? Yes, because man, that trailer for me was just amazing. I hadn't been excited for a trailer like that in a
And that's
long,
how
long
Batman v
time.
Superman looks.
And I mean, we the thing is that, and we go back to the way the films are made for DC. We've had several Batmans, and they've always been standalone. And I guess DC's trying to play catch up, but I feel they're going more like safe about it.
Yeah,
If you think about it, because I mean, the first time they're doing, I guess you could say two superheroes coming together. What would it be? I honestly think Dawn of Justice is gonna be probably as big as the Avengers, and
yeah.
and if not,
Oh yeah, of
Yeah, it
course.
has that
You're
much hype on it.
dealing with the two most iconic superheroes in the history of mankind coming together for the very first time on the cinematic screen. Many
So
people have waited years to see that happen.
yeah,
So
but what I mean to say is, watch. Like a lot of people would be like, yeah, but DC has a long way to go. You know, we have the Avengers, we have this. But what I mean to say is like, it took Marvel forever to do that. If you think about it, what was the first film that they hinted?
Iron Man at the end of
Was
Iron
it
Man,
Iron Man?
yeah, the very first Iron Man.
And what was it? Shield, right?
Samuel L. Jackson comes out at the end
And then
as
from
Nick
the,
Fury.
That
and
was
then
a long time ago.
yeah,
Man.
and then from there it was Incredible Hulk because Tony Stark is talking to the general,
Yeah,
and then from there it was Captain America and all the other ones. So
yeah.
what I'm trying to say is they took forever to set up the Avengers.
Well, here's the thing. They didn't take forever. They had a plan of releasing the films that'll eventually lead up to the Avengers, which they did. DC, on the other hand, appears to be doing the teams first and then branching out the characters with their own
Yeah,
origins and everything. That's what they're doing.
That seems
They're,
kind of. I mean, I don't know what you think, Saul, but doesn't that seem a little bit like not as progressive? I guess.
um, no, but that's basically what Marvel had to do after they did the first Avengers. It's like, okay, now we got to split them up because if it's just the same team thing, they're gonna take on everyone.
But watch. I mean, we all had like watch. Captain America had already had his villain, and
Yeah,
Thor had his villain, and then they led to the Avengers, and then they branched out. It was a safe move. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. Like it was a safe move because even if for them, if you think about it, Thor did all like they already knew these films had done good, so then they do the Avengers. If it would have not done good, they would have at least have that plan B of we'll just continue these films. As
yeah.
for DC, I mean, I'm pretty sure if the movie bombs, people are still gonna go watch the other ones, but it won't be as productive as Marvel did. But that's what I'm saying is that you go to Marvel, and we don't even have a Batman movie. It's just
No,
literally starting off
yeah, it's
them
starting off
together.
very, very.
It's a risky. I think it's a risky move. I don't know. I think it's very risky, and apparently,
And
uh,
here's the thing: it's a Batman versus Superman movie, but we've got it. There's been rumors that you're gonna see Aquaman in there. You're gonna see Wonder Woman in there. You're
no,
gonna
she does
see
come out in there.
Cyborg, yeah, Cyborg in there. You're gonna see a lot of cameos.
But yeah, it's just gonna be like cameos besides like the main Batman and Superman, and then I guess they're gonna make the movies to give the characters depth, I guess,
Yeah,
that
to show like the background stories.
I mean that trailer alone is
But
amazing.
that kind of eliminates the origin story, cop out.
I mean, I'm a huge origin person when it comes to films like that. One of my favorite films, and probably Joe too, the original Spider-Man,
Yeah,
and I love it. And to this day, I think it's sad how a lot of people don't think of that movie as one of the best Marvel movies.
yeah, dude, I do.
But no, but if you think about it, like when people think Marvel nowadays, they just think
Yeah,
Captain
they think Iron Man.
America. Yeah, they don't think of the
yeah,
original Spider-Man.
yeah. Well,
Well,
that's another thing. Marvel had to grab pretty much their B-list characters for them to build up an empire, and they've been able to do it, and they've been bringing in the money with those B characters, and now that they're pretty much well known worldwide as much almost as Batman and Superman.
Yeah, they shot them into the spotlight.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
mean you can have a character like Ant Man even making in money. Ant Man, who knew about Ant Man?
I know, right? And Guardians also.
uh,
Guardians of the Galaxy,
yeah. Well, I
and
think Guardians. I can honestly say Guardians was more of a like the director and the way the movie played out was the reason why people liked it as
But people
much
like
as
the characters though.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, keep people like the characters for what, like how they actually
Oh,
were. For, like they like Rocket because he was funny. Groot was the guy. He was the team player, and like what I'm trying to say is people didn't think like Iron Man. Oh, Tony Stark's the shit. He's gonna build all this stuff. They thought, the actual. I hate to say this, the performance, and it really, it's crazy because there was no acting because it was Rocket. I mean, it was voice acting, but
By
that's
a
what I'm
good
trying to.
actor.
Like it was just a great film. Because I mean, even the fights, it's not like there was a big fight.
Yeah.
Like it was just a really good film,
Yeah.
which I hope like Ant Man's another perfect example. It was a really good
Yeah.
film. It wasn't. You can't say it had an amazing, fight or anything.
Yeah.
Which I hope
No,
they.
and the bad guy was pretty weak in that, man. Like,
Yeah, like I don't know. I enjoyed
That's
Ant
one
Man.
thing Marvel really needs to work on. The villains, they're pretty generic.
it's just basically what the good guy is, but in like bad
I
guy.
don't think it's Marvel as much as it is the actual villains. Like, because if you think about it,
You
okay,
can't consider Winter Soldier a villain because he's not.
yeah, but okay, no, well, you can't compare. Captain America came out of nowhere, man. That's one of the best. Like, it had action. It was a really, and I'm surprised because, Carlos. Apparently, he's not here on the show right now, but he doesn't hate, but he doesn't like the first Captain America, and it's one of my favorite films. And
Yeah, because that was more like a period piece.
yeah, yeah, and a lot of people don't like it, or not that they don't like it, they just prefer Iron Man.
Yeah,
And I remember, we had that argument where he's like, "No, I thought Thor was better." And I was like, I thought Captain America's better." And if I'm not mistaken, we even made a bet about which trilogy would be better. And from the looks of it, I think Captain America is gonna win. But that being said, I liked Thor. What is it called? Dark World.
Yeah,
I really liked that one.
dude,
I-
I like that movie a lot, man.
Yeah,
He gets a lot of-
I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't like the villain was there. What's his name? You know the name, Joe, the
Yeah.
actor that plays him.
Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, that guy. I love him. He's a good actor. I think he should come out in a lot more movies. But it would be
Who?
the guy, Doctor Who, the Eighth Doctor.
Oh,
Ninth.
Eccleston. What's his name?
Ninth, is it ninth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a great. I mean, if you guys remember, he's the one that comes out as the villain in Gone in 60 Seconds too.
Yeah.
So what I mean to say is like that movie, the villain was there, but if you think about it, there was more acting, and it's what Marvel needs. Loki when he's mad,
Yeah.
and fucking
favorite
I
scene.
love when Thor's like, I wish I could trust you. I wish
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and that's what Marvel's always needed. Like they need acting, they need actual like emotions in it. Not like you got to take away from the. Yes, it is a comic book.
Yeah.
They want to give it a comic book feel, but it is a movie. You need to,
Yeah.
you need to focus on the movie part, and it brings me back to one of my favorite, franchises, X-Men First Class, X-Men Days of Future Past. They were able to bring in that feel of a movie to an amazing storyline. I don't know. What would you say those movies are to you, Joe? What would you rate them from a scale of 1 through 10?
The X-Men franchise.
The newer ones, X-Men First
The
Class.
newer one.
Yeah,
Well, First Class really blew me away. I mean, after what X3 and X-Men Origins Wolverine were like, I was like, I don't want to watch another X-Men movie. But I gotta give credit to Matthew Vaughn. He's one hell of a director. He gave one hell of a film, and it really reignited my interest in the X-Men franchise.
yeah. They. What do you think about Apocalypse? Though, I feel kind of. You know me. I've been waiting for this since middle school,
Yeah, yeah,
but I don't know. And this is. I think this is all due to the people I hang around with. They hate on the costume, and then I see.
Let's wait. We still have not seen
I know.
the final product.
I know that, and thank you. You're Saul always tells me that too, and
I think that's how he's gonna look because he came out on the magazine looking like that.
that's what scares me too.
But like, I'm not so much scared about the costume. I'm more scared that the guy mentioned they're gonna make it more. It seemed like they're gonna make it more like Age of Ultron, like big. He's like, no, this is gonna be bigger. This is gonna be like a big like fighting for the world type thing.
Yeah, you just don't want the whole.
Michael Bay, basically. I don't want that.
Yeah, like yeah, I know what you mean.
Bless you.
Just big and boom. Yeah, I got it. You see,
Like not character driven.
and that's why if we think about it, you Avengers has been big. The first one, I'm not gonna lie, was really good, and it was a really good film. Not just because it was all our fanboyism, but the way it was directed. But if you think about it, if you honestly think about it, the threat wasn't really there. First, it's Loki. They take out Loki, and then it's an army, and they take out the army like nothing. And you're like, well, what was actually the problem then? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it just felt too. The ending, it was a huge build up, and then they just had nowhere to go. That and I mean, I'm not saying it was bad because I loved it, but I'm just saying we talk about X-Men First Class, and it's simple. They're trying to change something that already happened.
Yeah.
They, like it's already happened. They're living it.
Yeah.
It's the last hope. The little bit they have a little to work with, and they did so much with it. Like Carlos said, unfortunately he's not here, but he's like, he loved it. He gave it a 10 when he went to the movie to go watch it at the movies, and then he watches it at home and he feels bored. I think that's just I mean that's where we go back to Marvel and this movie, that Marvel gives you more of a, I guess, eye candy. Like they
Yeah.
make it, they make it,
Yeah.
and what Days of Future Past tried to do was more on an acting level. Like
Yeah. And
You know-
I'd rather watch like good acting than like a good
yeah,
CGI battle.
and I'm not saying
That's just me, dude.
and you know what, I'm not saying that like Johansson's not a bad actor, Chris Evans isn't a bad actor, but and it goes down to it, why can't they do what Thor 2 did? Like honestly, and I still think about it, or
Look, my favorite part from Thor 2 is when Thor goes to visit Loki, and Loki's like all mad, and then he's like, "Come on, Loki, like stop
yeah,
lying."
and he's like in
And
the
then
back and he's all sad.
laying down like, "What do you want, man? I miss my mom." And it's like they have a little brother talk. And what
Yeah.
makes the new X-Men movies good for me is that basically Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy, they just shoot those movies over the top for me. Their little interactions, I guess their on-screen chemistry, and they can do whatever with X-Men Apocalypse as long as they still keep those little scenes between them going.
It's gonna be tough, because if Apocalypse is gonna be like I guess like Apocalypse, well, it's gonna be tough and it's gonna be easy, because it can easily do a self-sacrificing scene or something. Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm just honestly, there's so many good things it can do with this film and so many bad things it can do. So when is it coming out? Next year, right?
Next year. Next year we got a huge list of films coming out.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in Marvel though. Like, the only one that catches my attention would be Doctor Strange, and that's
The cast on that film is wow, A-class casting.
it's
I mean-
was it? It's Benedict and Rachel and
Rachel, what's this guy? I think they're talking the guy from Hannibal, Le Chief, the guy who played the Chief.
yes. Yeah. Oh my God, let me look up his name real quick. Can't believe I forgot.
And the guy that came out in that
Tilda
Slave
Swinton
movie.
as the Ancient One.
Yeah,
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
that guy.
Oh my God, he's coming out too.
Yeah,
Yes.
Baron Mordo.
I'm telling you, like, that's got to be one of the best casts I've ever seen in my life for a comic book film.
Damn, man.
And look, watch, and you know this. I like Doctor Strange. I could honestly say I love Doctor Strange. The only thing is that my favorites are always going to be Flash and Superman and Captain America. But his origin stories and if you think about it, the villains he has are really good. and then the
Yeah.
ancient one, like, and then it's more of a supernatural feel, which
Yeah, I
you
mean they
know.
got a horror film director to direct Doctor Strange, Scott Derrickson.
But
So
this is something that Saul, I mean Saul, Steve. Unfortunately, he's not here either. But Steve says he's liking the way Marvel's going. You know, like for example, and he says he felt it since Captain America 2. He was like, they know that they can't just go big, like Avengers is doing. So what does Captain America 2? They do a spy, like a
Yeah,
real,
spy
yeah,
through.
yeah, like a spy
that's
feel,
another thing that
like
I've been
a,
wanting to tell you guys.
and then hold up, let me
Yeah,
just finish real quick. And then you get Ant-Man, and it's like
a heist film.
Comedy
the
type.
heist film exactly.
Oh,
And
the
then
heist.
you're going to Doctor Strange, and it feels like a horror film. And if they could do this, then if they can manage to just do what they're doing, I would honestly prefer this over maybe not Avengers, because I did like Avengers, or I did love Avengers, but I would prefer it a lot more than Ultron. It
Yeah,
just feels like it feels like you were to give me a big steak with no sauce or anything, which is
Yeah.
gonna be great. Or you know what? You give me a steak with A1 sauce and mashed potatoes on the side and gravy and everything. You
You're
know,
making me
like I
hungry.
want a
yeah,
complete meal. I don't want to get
yeah,
full.
yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like there's so many good films coming out. I don't even know how to react to that. But at the end of the day, Dawn of Justice is probably the one
You're
that
most
everyone,
excited for.
yeah, like that's the one that's really gonna, I'd say
I'd
it.
say DC depends on it a lot.
I honestly think they'll break records. I'm not gonna say they're gonna break. And no, you know what? They might do it.
Yeah,
You know, Jurassic World this year, we hadn't seen it in forever, guys. In case no one knew, um, this year, Fast Seven or Furious Seven beat the, well, they got to third place in the world record, or the record books for the most sold, gross movie of all time. And then all of a sudden, the same year, we get Jurassic World do it, and it'd be crazy. But if any movie could do it, probably Star Wars could do it. I
yeah.
don't think it will, but it can.
Well, let's
And
see. I mean,
the one
if it's a
that,
really great film, I think it's gonna have really long legs.
well,
In
it's
regards to
because
It's
that's
because there's too many people that like. I was trying to say this last time, and you were like, "No, no, that's not true." There's a lot of people who they're not into Star Wars, man.
no, you're right. You're right. Like, because if you think of it as a world, the United States is probably the one that's really into it.
Yeah,
But when Jurassic Park came out, it wasn't just the, United States thing. Everyone loved it,
yeah.
and Jurassic. Honestly, I really liked Jurassic World. I really liked it. A lot of people didn't. I did. I gave it an 8.5. What'd you
yeah.
give it, Saul?
I don't remember, sir.
I gave it an
I think I gave
8.5.
it higher than Age of Ultron for sure.
I gave Age of Ultron like a 7.5, an 8. I give it an 8, weak 8, but it's just that I honestly didn't feel it. They made Ultron look like a bitch, pardon my French, and I liked him in the beginning.
I didn't like
He's
his snarky attitude, dude. Like first, yeah, okay, it's cool, and then just got it was too much for me.
okay. Well, from the looks of it, time will be up for today. Thank you guys for coming to the Usual Critics.
You were timing this?